Chapter 5. The experience of cosmic consciousness, that is, the state which Western experts celebrate as yoga. The union of the jiva, the individual soul, and Brahman, the absolute, regarded in all lands and religions as the experience of cosmic consciousness, is a concept wherein, although the paths taken may differ slightly, the ultimate destination, the state of Brahman, remains one and the same. In his renowned book titled Cosmic Consciousness, or Akhanda Chidanubhavam, the American expert R.M. Buck has chronicled the biographies of great souls who attained this very experience and who shone brightly across various eras, religions, and nations. Among these great figures are Gautama Buddha, Jesus Christ, Saint Paul, Plotinus, Muhammad, Bohm, Swedenborg, Walt Whitman, Wordsworth, Tennyson, and Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. The author Buck has described the general characteristics of the spiritual experiences of the aforementioned great souls in the following manner. A. The spiritual seeker, sadhaka, experiences a sudden sensation, as if he has been immersed in a luminous radiance, perhaps within the vast expanse of the sky or amidst clouds tinged with the delicate hue of a young rose. At that very instant, he undergoes the profound realization that bliss, triumph, and liberation, mukti, have been fully attained. In this context, even the word mukti itself may appear somewhat inadequate. For, having merged with the ultimate reality, the seeker feels that his only true state is one of absolute repose, a realization that renders the pursuit of any separate entity, such as salvation, moksha, entirely superfluous. It is this very type of experience that poets, whose sensibilities transcend the realm of ordinary worldly affairs, have endeavored to capture and celebrate in their verses. As examples of this, one might cite the suktas of Gautama, the sonnets of Shakespeare, Balzac's yogic narrative Seraphita, and Walt Whitman's collection of poetry Leaves of Grass. Although these works may address the ordinary joys, sorrows, desires, and tribulations inherent in worldly existence, samsara, it can be understood that they are articulated in consonance with and as an expression of the aforementioned spiritual realization, Chidanubhava. It is a well-known fact that our own tradition abounds with such literary works, including our itihasas, epics, and puranas. Just as the Bhagavad Gita and the Sanat Sujatiya are embedded within the Mahabharata and the Upanishads within the Vedas, our great sages, such as Vyasa, have in every ancient text graciously and engagingly interwoven profound spiritual insights and philosophical inquiries, adhyatma vimarsanas, even while narrating the affairs of worldly life. Concurrent with the aforementioned spiritual experience, these great souls also attain a profound illumination of the intellect, much like how a flash of lightning momentarily illuminates an entire region of darkness, rendering every detail as vivid as a painted image. The grand panorama of the boundless universe, along with its underlying purpose and inner significance, shines forth before their eyes with absolute clarity. Thereafter, they no longer require the scaffolding of religious dogma or creed, for they are able to perceive that boundless, radiant reality directly, moment by moment. They realize that apart from the Chit Vastu, the conscious essence, no other entity or substance truly exists. Whereas we, in our ordinary perception, tend to view the material creation, jada srishti, merely as a realm where scattered fragments of the conscious spirit, chit vyakti, are occasionally glimpsed here and there, these great souls perceive the exact opposite. They view the boundless expanse of the universe, which is in reality saturated with sat chit, existence, consciousness, as a realm where transient, perishable objects appear here and there, merely veiled by the illusory power of obscuration, avarana shakti. The Atman, The soul is indeed the imperishable reality. The individual soul, jiva, and the supreme reality, Brahman, are not fundamentally distinct. All creations observed within the cosmos have been ordained by the Creator to serve a purpose of mutual utility. Devotion to the divine, Ishvara Bhakti, constitutes the very foundation of the worlds. All living beings instinctively sense, sooner or later, that they are destined to attain a state of eternal bliss. The moment one experiences even a fleeting glimpse of this boundless spiritual consciousness, one is able to grasp the essence of entire scriptures, which would otherwise require years of scholarly research in the mere blink of an eye. Furthermore, they effortlessly comprehend profound truths that lie beyond the scope of any established scripture. In particular, they fully fathom the boundless magnitude of the cosmos, much as Lord Mahavishnu, in his Vamana incarnation, encompassed the entire universe with a single stride of his foot. One may refer to the subsequent chapters to read the statements made by great sages, such as our own Jnaneshwar, regarding this very state of spiritual realization. The intellectual clarity and acuity that arise from such a spiritual experience are vividly illustrated in the life of the great mystic Jacob Boehme. The subtle truths he discovered were not imparted to him by any external source. Rather, they were realized through his own direct spiritual insight. He would perceive the very primordial roots from which various mysteries originate, and from that vantage point directly realize the essence of the diverse principles that emanate therefrom. Observing these phenomena from their very inception, he would trace their growth and evolution, thereby comprehending their entire trajectory of long-term transformation as a unified whole. He would perceive every entity within God's creation, from its nascent atomic state to its ultimate full-fledged evolution, and discern the inner truth of each object with the same effortless clarity with which one views a fruit resting in the palm of one's hand. Those great souls attain a sublime state characterized by profound ethical discernment coupled with an expansive intellectual illumination, a condition best described as a consciousness of amaratva, immortality. This is not merely the product of intellectual inquiry. Rather, just as the sense of I arises naturally and spontaneously in ordinary people, this supreme consciousness of immortality arises just as naturally and spontaneously in these great souls. Once the light of Chit Prakasam, consciousness, dawns, the fear of death, which one had harbored until that moment, falls away spontaneously, much like shedding a garment. Similarly, the self-perception of being a sinner also vanishes. For one who perceives all things as the creation of the supreme reality, there remains absolutely no basis for the very notion of sin to arise. For the spiritual aspirant, sadhaka, this radiant light of consciousness may manifest suddenly, much like a flash of lightning.